Hello everyone! So this episode today is actually not going to be an episode. Today I'm going to dive into the full songs that we have heard so far from the show. So our first song is going to be Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart by Tom Sherpling, I think, which is whoever the voice actor is for Greg. Greg sings it. Starting off, this is a song that we know from episode 2, season 1, that Greg made when he had his own band, which was stated by Steven. I don't know if he made this song before or after meeting Rose, which could give us a few of the context clues for this song. Some people think that Greg wrote this song for Rose. My thing is that after he met Rose, he actually left the band, which we see in an episode, so he really wouldn't have made this before or after. So this is kind of an interesting moment because I don't know when he made this song. But as of right now, I'm just going to say he wrote this song while in the transition period of getting to know Rose. So here we go, we get into the lyrics. I know I'm not that tall, I know I'm not that smart, but let me drive my van into your heart, let me drive my van into your heart. From this episode that I keep talking about, we see Greg and Rose together when they first meet. I'm not going to show that because foreshadowing. Rose is significantly taller than Greg. I'm pretty sure, as I've seen from a couple other places, that Greg calls her 8 feet tall, but I'm pretty sure it was an exaggeration. But if we go based on that, then Greg is around 5'6" to 6 feet, which is average. He's not that tall, but he's not that short. He's just average. But if we do go by the song lyrics, it seems like he's comparing himself to Rose, being she's a lot taller than he is. He also calls himself not smart. Ha! Back to the lyrics. I know I'm not that rich, I'm trying to get my start, so let me drive my van into your heart, let me drive my van into your heart. Greg is not rich, he is poor, he was trying to get a start with his music, but it never really caught on, and he's a nomad. I'm telling you, he's a nomad because of his van. He's not rich, he doesn't have a house, he's got a garage where he keeps everything. So this guy, not rich. I actually confused this next line, but here are the next lyrics. If we look out of place, well baby, that's okay. I'll drive us into outer space where we can't hear what people say. This is a good line. So Greg and Rose being together looks out of place to most people, but he doesn't care. He'll take her away to space so they can't hear what other people say, and that is a really romantic line. Here are the lyrics again. I know I don't have a plan, I'm working on that part. At least I've got a van, so let me drive my van into your heart. The rhyming scheme is pretty. Greg doesn't have any plans. His only plan at this moment when he is writing this song is to be with Rose. He's got rose-colored glasses. He's got rose-colored glasses, baby. That was a good joke. It then repeats, let me drive my van into your heart 4 more times, and that's the end of the song for the lyrics. Overall, we've got a love song from Greg to Rose. He loves her. From the song, it sounds like he would do anything for her. He's gonna watch the whole world disappear just to be with her. He is a bit cheesy, let me drive my van into your heart, yeah, but he doesn't care what other people think of him. He's gonna stick with her no matter what. I want to talk about the music of it. So it is in the key of C major, and the key of C is a default key for most instruments. This is the default key for a song. It gives it a sense of innocence and happiness, and some significant instruments played in this song are electric guitar, some strange bubble sounds that are pitching downwards, and a guitar. The electric guitar definitely gives the sense of a band or a rock song. The weird bubble sounds give it like a la 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 kind of ditzy vibe, I guess, like it's tuned out by love. And the guitar is an instrument that comes up very often whenever talking about Greg. An electric one would be his signature instrument. Speaking of signature instruments, I know I keep saying that, in some forms of media, different characters have different instruments to set their theme before you have met them fully, or even if you have met them fully, it just sticks. A place where I can reference this to is Epic the Musical, which is based on The Odyssey by Jorge Rivera Herons, and each of these characters have a significant instrument or song or theme song, sometimes even 2 instruments to show that they have different sides of themselves. Comparing this to Steven Universe, let's go through the characters that we have already. So first, Steven in my point of view, also, I don't have any evidence for this. Everyone has their own thing. I found a video, which I might link in the description. For me, Steven is a ukulele, which is a little bit ditzy and childlike, which is also a smaller version of a guitar. But a ukulele can also be used to make very heartfelt songs, which does happen in this series a lot. Steven could also be used for gaming sounds, once again showing that he is a child and that's really all he thinks about at the moment is just games. Greg's is an electric guitar, and as we know, he is a rock guy, he's a rocker, and he was in a band. Garnet's instrument is a keytar, which is a keyboard guitar hybrid. This instrument is used for a calming or soothing effect, yet it can also be played out of control, sort of like a guitar. I've also heard that she is a bass synth, which could also be used in the same sense as a keytar would be. It's just in a deeper, more mysterious tone. The bass is the brunt and the backbone of the team, which definitely is who Garnet is. And both of those instruments have two sides to it. Wink, wink, winkety wink, wink, wink. Amethyst is the drums, or the electric drums, which are chaotic and loud, but the rhythm to the band. She is the one that will say things out loud that no one else is saying. Pearl is a piano, which is a smooth instrument that needs practice and dedication to master, which is who she is. It is also tactful, just like her, and a piano is used to make other people sound better or help people, sort of like a servant-ish. But that is foreshadowing that I'm not going to get into. Rose's instrument is a string section or a violin. It's very peaceful and calm, but it can be loud and beautiful whenever they want to. Yeah, that is the musical rant, and we go on to the next song. Our next song is Learn How to Love, which is sung by Rebecca Sugar. And this song is actually played in the ending credit scene for each of the episodes, and it's sung personally by Rebecca Sugar, which is amazing to me. At least I think so. Anyway, let me just say, I have no clue who is singing this in canon. I believe it's Rose, and that is my theory as of right now, but if so, then who is she talking to in this song? And essentially, that is what I'm going to be trying to figure out in this little section I do right here. So let's get into the lyrics. If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love. Someone is saying, I'm not as good as you think I am. Maybe if I think of myself how you see me, I could do anything. Maybe I could even love, which is pretty. I like that. The next lyrics are, when I see the way you act, wondering when I'm coming back. Someone says, you wonder when I'm coming back? And who do we know so far that is left? Rose. This definitely could be from her, from what we hear so far. And once again, what we hear from the first line repeats into the second line. I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Here are some more lyrics. I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's true. 'Cause I think you're so good and I'm nothing like you. These lines are so good, bro. If we are talking about Rose singing this, she thinks she's a bad person, but she sees someone else acting good and she compares herself, so she's not like them. They are good, so she is not. More lyrics again. Look at you go. I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. She adores this person, which is loving with respect, or on the contrary, adoring could be worshiping someone. So this could either be real love or admiration. She is also questioning why someone would want to be with her. Maybe this is Rose talking to Greg. He is a human, she is a gem. So why would he want her? Especially because of his past, why would he want her? Back to the lyrics. If I could begin to do something that does right by you. I don't understand this line, something that does right by you. Maybe I could rephrase it and then I could understand it, so here it is. If I could start to do something that is good by your standards, the next line, I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love. So if I do something that is good for you, maybe I could love you too. That's a pretty good lyric. That's a pretty good song if you look at it like that. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. That sounds like marriage vows. Like, wow, you look so pretty. I wonder how long it took you to put this outfit together because it's so beautiful. That's what I'm getting from these lyrics. And our last two lines are, love like you, love me like you. That is a beautiful last line. This person wants to love themselves how how another person sees them. Beautiful. This is how people feel in a relationship when they don't love themselves first. This is a love song, a self-love song. My conclusion about this song, which is my own opinion, is that Rose is singing to Greg about how she doesn't love herself, but she wants to because he loves her. And this is even more evident when we see that Greg cries when she used a funny line he says about hot dogs to turn on a really cool laser light cannon. She remembered something from him. We don't know much about Rose Quartz other than that she's Steven's mom, and she gave up her physical form, which means she died, to bring Steven into the world. And she loved Greg deeply, and he loved her. This conclusion may be wrong, but I'm gonna stick with it until someone else gives me proof otherwise. For the musical aspect of the song, of course, we've got Rebecca Sugar on vocals, which I did check. We've got guitar, drums, and piano. It is also in the key of C major, so it's a soothing love song. The drums make it sound like a light jazz in the beginning, and it's a pretty good jazz song at the end. There's also some sort of alien vibes with this ignore my sounds, I don't know how else to describe it. The lyrics "love like you" also cuts in and out, sort of like in Hamilton at the rewind in the song Satisfied, which I'll play here. But there is no electric guitar for Greg or any strings for Rose. So maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, I also found that Rebecca Sugar stated in a 2016 Comic-Con that there is no particular character in mind and it is meant to be freely interpreted. So this is my interpretation of the song. This song is so good. I really like it. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for Love Like You, and for Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart, I think I'm gonna go with like a 4 or a 5 out of 10. I think I'm going with 4, but I don't know, it's too cringe for me. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys. I'll be back in a couple days. Adios.